Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Stepping Up to the Plate. So glad you could join us. I'm your host, Michael Vega. Glad to be joined on the dais here by my main man, Al Prizzuti. We're here to discuss all matters sports here in Milton. We got so much to discuss with the Milton Wildcats taking a tough loss at home against Weymouth in an important Herget Division title contest here at Brooks Field last Friday. And, of course, with an epic victory by the Patriots in Buffalo, 23-20. The Patriots, unbelievable. Now they're after the Red Sox lost in their wild card series to the hated New York Yankees at the hand of Walpole's own Cam Schlittler. Unbelievable. But and then now we've got the start of the bee season. Al is excited. Al, I'm shocked you don't have any shred of clothing with the bees on it. You know? But so glad to have you here, my man. And we want to just discuss a little bit about Milton. Right off the bat, had a big game last week and took a tough L at home against Weymouth, the Wildcats of Weymouth, 28-21. And it was tough because the Wildcats could not get off the field against a Weymouth team that was able to possess the football, Al. In fact, Milton rallied from a 28-14 deficit, came back, got a big touchdown. Ronan Salmon with a big score there. And the Wildcats of Milton could never pry the ball loose again from the Wildcats of Weymouth. And it was tough. As I mentioned, they never got off the field on defense, it seemed like. And it was a tough thing to do. And now the Wildcats head out to Wachusett for a game at Wachusett Regional and a non-conference affair. And they'll go to Walpole the following week and then return home for their last home game of the season against Natick on Halloween, Al. That's going to be a rip-roaring affair. And then, of course, the traditional Thanksgiving Day matchup at Braintree, 10 a.m. at Braintree. And the Wildcats, with the loss, dropped out of the top 10 in the Globe Top 20 poll, falling from 10th all the way to 18th, and Weymouth climbing into the poll at 17 with a 5-0 record, and Milton at 4-1. And as I mentioned, that game against Natick looms large as well. Could be huge for their seeding. Another Division I opponent. So these are going to go down, Al, in the power rankings as helpful losses, not harmful losses, I think, for the Wildcats as they look towards the postseason. And we very much anticipate that they will be making the postseason here if they can navigate the rest of the season, with a couple of wins there. So at any rate, good luck to Steve Dembowski and the football team, and hopefully they'll be able to pull out a win here against Wachusett Regional. And now, let me tell you, unbelievable game in Buffalo. And I think we may have witnessed the coming of age of Drake May as a quarterback, as an elite quarterback, a guy that can make the throws on the run, off schedule, on schedule, in the clutch, And I think he's also, what we've seen is the emergence of a connection between him and Stephon Diggs. Second week in a row, Diggs has had 10 catches
I think
for 100 yards.
I think the important thing for May is he's got somebody to throw to that can catch the ball. Even the play that they made at the end, a lot of guys wouldn't have got that ball.
No.
And a lot of guys wouldn't have got out like he did and thrown it.
Right.
So it was both good play on both ends. But then Diggs made other yardage once he caught the ball.
Yes, yeah.
So,
yards after catch.
And then, you got to give Vrabel a lot of credit. I mean, for a number of reasons. One, he had Ramondre, and Ramondre fumbled the ball again, but he went back to him. And Ramondre walked in alone. If you notice that he went into the end zone with clutching the ball, nobody even near him. But, And then Borales, that was a 52-yard. That
52
could have been a
yarder.
65-yard because that thing was.
He had plenty of leg.
He rifled it through.
Yeah, Andy Borales.
And he was after when he missed. Don't forget, he missed 2-point afters in the game. Not that game, but in another
Other
game.
games, yes.
And for somebody who was as low a draft pick as him.
Well, that he was drafted at all.
I know that he was drafted to have the coach say things like, he's fine. He gave the ball to Borales.
He gave a game ball to him, too.
So I think the players start to see a number of things. One is that the guy knows what he's doing.
Right.
And he's pulling for the team. He was all we do is coach. They go out and play.
Well, that's the thing, Al. Even when they awarded him a game ball for his first win, he credited the players. And Al, I think it stems from the fact that he was a player.
Yeah, well.
He knows what it takes.
So is Gerard Mayo, but.
Well, but I don't know that he's ever been a coach.
Yeah.
So I think Mayo, that was to his detriment.
Yeah, it was a bad at the time.
Vrabel's been a
retrospect,
coach. He understands
bad
what
choice.
these guys, put in. They invest at, drawing from his experience as a player. And I think, Al, that the thing that I liked, and you hit upon it, was that he didn't give up on these guys.
You don't give up on it. I'll tell you.
I swear to God, Bill Belichick would have put Ramondre Stevenson on a bus, given him bus fare, and sent him home from that game.
No, he might have sent him to.
He would have been gone. But and stubbornly so, Bill Belichick would have done it even after losing Antonio Gibson like Vrabel did in that game.
They
It's
picked
a
up
tough
a kid
loss.
yesterday.
Yeah, they picked, but he's not going to be Antonio Gibson. I'll tell you that.
No. I know.
And the thing is that now you have Stevenson and you have the rookie. They're going to be your bell cows now. Mm-hmm. You don't know what you're going to get from any of the practice squatters or this new guy that they picked up, but it was important for Vrabel to instill confidence in this guy, to show confidence in Stevenson, whose confidence may have been like rattled. It may have like cooked him for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So, they're
going
to address
now.
it. Yeah, and you know what? I'm sure he's going to address it with them and say, look, you're going to be our guy. We can't have you fumbling the ball. We got to clean that up. And you know what? Stevenson's probably going to do everything in his power to do that, of course.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
he's
and
he's
Borales now has confidence that he can make that big kick. And you know who has confidence too? Drake May. Unbelievable. You see his confidence growing every single week.
Well, I mean, the two things that really won the game, other than May, in Diggs, one, the offensive line played a good game.
Played well.
Campbell's coming along.
Yeah, another guy.
And defensively,
yes,
they're where they were a couple of years ago when everybody said that the best part of the Patriots was their defense. They had a bad year last year.
Yes.
But the defense is holding Buffalo to
3
20
points in the first half, Al.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that's averaged 30 points a game all season long.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were playing a bad team. They were playing the top team in the division. And their defense
and you know
won
what?
the game.
That quarterback's no joke either.
Oh, I mean, he's impossible to bring down.
But here's the thing that I noticed about that game. Look at the difference in the tackling from game one to that game.
Oh, well, please.
Al, they tackled with ferocity. They rallied to the ball. They did not turn loose guys.
Buffalo hit too. Buffalo hit real hard. Some of those plays were almost, penalties. They were nasty hits. But you know what? This was a game that they could have easily lost and won.
Yeah.
Not easily won, but easily lost.
Right.
Because you're up against a guy like Allen. They've got a lot of tools that the Patriots nullified.
Yeah.
The Patriots played a great game. I mean, let's be honest about it. I don't know what's going to happen next week in New Orleans, but...
Well, New Orleans is not a great team. They did win their first game of the year. They beat the Giants.
It's always tough to go in somebody else's yard.
And the thing is that, there's not Drake May.
Yeah.
And Drake May is not Spencer Rattler either. I think Drake May is now become more aware of how important it is to be efficient with the ball.
Well, he's accurate. He's not a long pick. He doesn't throw the ball deep.
Well, they've been throwing it out, believe it or not. they've thrown it deeper this year.
Yeah,
than they
deeper
have.
than they have. But
Yeah.
what he is good at, though, is he's an accurate passer.
Yes.
You know, in the first few games, he was throwing the ball a little high.
Sailing it. Yeah.
But you know, he's a Mahomes, Allen type quarterback.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's going to do,
Right. You got to account for him.
and you know, and then having a guy like Diggs, now you've got to hope that Diggs, because he's got some history here, and both when he went to Houston, when he was at Buffalo,
Right.
that he stays the course. He says he's matured and all that.
Well, I think I
stuff.
saw that too, Al. You know, I think there was a level of design team that let you go, that gave up on you.
Yeah, well, I mean,
to
he
show
caught
that,
10
hey, you know, I
passes.
still got something in the tank here. And let me tell you, you know, I'm sure that, you know, on the other side of the field, Josh Allen was saying, man, why can't we get guys like that?
So
to coin a
anyways,
phrase.
I think it was a big win because of who they beat.
Oh, absolutely, Al.
So,
Al,
we'll
consider
see.
this. They, right now, stand at the top of the AFC East at 2-0. They've beaten Buffalo, the team that, you know,
And they beat
everyone
Miami.
projected to be the odds-on favorite to win the division. You know, now they've got a win on the road at Buffalo.
Well, they've won
They've
both
got
of-
a win
They've
on the
won both
road
of their-
at
well, they've
at
won two
Miami.
games, on the road. They
And,
beat
and
Miami,
the two
they beat
losses they've
Buffalo.
had so far could easily have been wins.
Yeah, well, no, there's no question about it.
Especially the one against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, they're gonna get a free swing at them. You know, and they're gonna get 2 free swings at the Jets.
Well, I think what I like is that Vrabel's going to keep them. What he keeps saying is, this was a game. Now we got to go to the next game. We got to keep improving. We got to
Correct.
keep improving.
Yeah.
And they can't sit back on the laurels and say, we beat Buffalo. Now we're a
We're
top
here.
team.
We've arrived. No. You're absolutely right,
So
Al.
that's
That's what a
the
good
key.
coach does.
Oh yeah, great.
A good coach keeps the guys on task. You know, and you know what? Here's the thing. A good coach gets your team to buy in to your message. And that's what I think he succeeded in doing, building the trust, building
Same
the
thing with
confidence.
a quarterback, though. That's what I think that they like about this kid May,
Yeah.
is that he's another one that looks and goes, it's not me. I mean, these guys are playing great. The defense, he was talking about the defense after the game,
Yeah.
that they played a great game. The offensive line played, this is a team, blah, blah, blah. He says all the right things, but he
Yeah.
does all the right things.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think that they got a pretty easy
They
schedule.
have a stretch of games here now, Al. They
Yeah,
could
that they
run.
could
They
win.
could go on a 4 or 5 game winning
So if
streak.
they get to that point and they look like they're going to be a playoff team, that's a pretty good turnaround after 2 4-win
You're
seasons.
a 9-win team,
Yeah.
you know, already by that stretch.
Well, they're nice to watch. They're easy to watch. A lot of easy if you're watching them. If the Three Stooges were on at halftime, I was going. If Curly was on, I'm going to
Curly.
the Three Stooges. Now, I want to watch them because I want to see what the kid does. I want to see how Diggs is going to do. I want to see how that offensive line
Starts
plays.
to mature and gel, yeah.
You know, and if this offensive line gives Meg time, and this is what happens with the Patriots have been really bad, even in the game against Buffalo, on 20-yard passes on 3rd down and stuff like that. Now,
Yeah.
what's his name helped a lot. The kid that
Moody?
came back. No, the kid came back from the injury. He made a great play on the play that wasn't a touchdown, where Allen threw the ball in the end zone and the kid caught it, but he was out of bounds. That was
Oh.
um,
Oh, Gonzalez.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
He
yes.
made that because over the
Yes.
deep,
Yeah.
and when he went deep, he was out of bounds. So,
Correct.
but that's where they're going to have to watch, is on passes on 2nd, 3rd down, and long 20 yards, because they've been really weak on
Carlton
that.
Davis was getting targeted a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was
Well,
up against
the
Coleman.
one kid for Buffalo was
0.
5 inches or 6 inches taller, and he jumped. He looked like Will Chamberlain.
Keon
He went
Coleman.
way up and
Keon
got that
Coleman,
ball.
Yeah, number 0. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was unbelievable. And Davis found himself, you know, locked up one-on-one with him.
Yeah, I
Often.
mean, it's a mismatch.
Yeah.
So,
But
but
no,
there again, when you cover guys and he's the only one available, it's a little different because you have a primary receiver. He's probably targeting
what, Al?
there.
And guess what, Al? His presence is going to allow the pass rush to get home.
Yeah. Well.
You know, and that's the thing. And you're going to see more sacks from. And Al, I went back and watched the show from last week. You said something very prescient, and I was like, I got to give Al his flowers. You know, and it was your observation about Christian Barmore. How he was playing better, and you know what, Al? He's getting better.
He's a
that guy.
Player.
He's a difference maker with Milton Williams up front, and Al. Guess what? Spencer Rattler not going to have much time to get rid of that ball.
Yeah. Well,
they're going to be on him.
What he is a stabilizer.
Yeah.
You know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
You know, he's not one of these erratic. Oh, I made a good play here occasionally. He's always there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key. And he was a high draft pick anyway. I think he was the second pick.
I mean, he's worth every penny right now, Al. You know, those two guys, Milton Williams and Barmore, they're going to be your bedrock of your front seven.
Yeah.
They're going to be the run stoppers, and they're going to be the guys that blow up the pocket.
But you see, guys like May and Josh Allen, guys like that, they love the blitz.
Oh, for
when
sure.
the blitz comes in,
they take off.
They do two things. One is they either flip out to a running back or they
step
take
up
off.
into the pocket.
They most of the time will step out, and you can't catch them.
Or they step up to try and make a throw, and if it's not there, they take off.
I mean, it's fun to watch.
And you know what? It was interesting because it was as if the Jacksonville Jaguars followed that script the following night against the Kansas City Chiefs. And their guy's a big mobile
Something
guy.
wrong with the Chiefs, though. They're not playing real good football, and Mahomes is.
Well, they made some mistakes on defense.
Yeah.
They took some bad penalties that
look at
extended
Philly.
that series for the Jaguars. Well, you know, the kicker can't kick it deep, so now the Jaguars are getting the ball with less than a minute and a half, no timeouts.
So if you were to look at this,
and they're getting it. All they need to go is 60 yards.
this is what makes sports really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
3 teams, if I mentioned them and said Philadelphia, Kansas City, and Buffalo, they all lost.
Right. Right.
Those are 3 of the best teams in. One a Super Bowl champ,
and you know,
Kansas City.
And what? Well, arguably, Buffalo and Philadelphia shot to turn their season around after their loss. Kansas City now is 2-3.
2-3.
Sitting at 2-3 out. And you know who's atop the AFC? The Indianapolis Colts. Unbelievable, Al.
All right. The prediction here is that if Kansas City goes 2-5, Kelsey,
Al, you heard it here. Remember last week? I think I mentioned that I was predicting the Bills to go all the way to the Super Bowl.
I think
that they're going to play the Lions.
Taylor Swift will say, "See you later" to Kelsey. Hey,
you think he's going to get dumped? The
him.
runaway bride? Oh, God, Al. No, that's going to be awesome. But I think, you know, it would be interesting to see if the Lions and the Bills get there at the end. That's my pick. I'm already out there.
I think the Bills. I still think the Bills are the best team, but.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean,
Philly's
Josh Allen makes
tough too. I mean,
well, we'll see. We'll know more about this team, you know, after the game against the
who do they
Saints.
play after New Orleans? I looked at the schedule and I can't recollect right now. But they got.
I want to say the Titans.
Titans, yeah.
But
I mean, they're going to have the Jets. They're going to have
the Jets twice.
Miami again here.
And the Buffalo here.
In Buffalo. Well, Buffalo could win any game, and Miami's been playing fairly well, though.
A little erratic.
They're erratic
there. You know,
which is good. It's good to see, anyways.
Yeah. But, you know, the thing is you won't have Antonio Gibson in that game against Miami, you know, and hopefully everything goes well for that young man.
Well, 2 things that a little change here. I did watch the Florida Panthers beat.
I was just going to ask you about that, Al.
Well, they
dropped the puck last night on the season.
But I'll tell you one thing: Chicago could have beat them.
Yeah, but you know what? The Panthers look like a well-oiled machine, man.
I didn't think so. I thought
they're missing Barkov. They had a couple injuries in that game too. Rodriguez got hurt and left the ice.
He came back though, but so did. Well, look at. Here, I was thinking
about
about
Bobrovsky in goal. You know.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
The Bruins play the Blackhawks at home Thursday.
Yeah.
That Blackhawks team, you know,
they
could give the Bees. Now the Bees got to play tonight. They're playing the Capitals, and forget the preseason, even though they were 4-1, and forget the press conference that the Bruins had about, I think this team's going to be better. Yeah, they got to be better than they were last year.
They have to be.
If Swayman doesn't play well, they're in trouble.
They're still lacking scoring.
Yeah, I mean, they've scored some goals down, and I think they have some potential. And Milton is showing well. They sent Fabian Lysell back, which I think is a mistake.
Yeah. Well, it's not permanent. I bet you he comes back.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I look at it differently.
They sent down Merkelov and
Yeah, I look at it. Merkelov's been the top scorer at Providence for 2 years in a row. What do they need? They need goal scoring. There's something that's missing in terms of when they move from there up, they don't seem to either play within this scheme. Now, they were talking about Lysell. They want Lysell to be a 200-foot player. And, Pasternak is not. He can be. He plays better, but he's a scorer. Right. Bobby Hull wasn't a 200. He was a scorer. Right. So the Bruins need scorers. Now they're talking about maybe Lysell being a trade chip and Pavel Zacha again being a trade chip. I think that's a mistake. Yeah. But, so they play the Capitals in Washington tonight.
Right.
And it's going to be interesting to see how they went from preseason to, because they played the Capitals twice. They lost once at home.
Badly.
Yeah, and then
they beat them. Was Swayman in goal?
Swayman was in the second one. I don't think he was in the first one.
Started.
Yeah. Korpisalo's played pretty well. Yeah. They've got some guys on the second and third, on the third and fourth line that going to cause a problem for you, like Corrali and Esamont and Jan. All those guys there are hitters. Yeah. And they make it difficult to play. That's something that Sweeney mentioned, and I think Cam Neely mentioned it, and I think it's true. Bruins weren't tough to play the last year and a half. You've got to have grit.
And they upgraded that. And
they have upgraded that. So the key is going to be, is Hampus Lindholm back? So you have McAvoy, Lindholm, Zadorov, Peak. You've got some stability. And the kid they picked up from Buffalo, I can't pronounce his name.
Who, Tanner Janot?
No. He's a Swede.
Arvidsson.
No, Arvidsson, they came from Edmonton. Anyways, so they do have some players on defense, which is the way they've won. That's what they have to do, because if the other team scores 4 or 5 goals, they're going to lose. Yeah. The Bruins can win 2-1, 3-2 games. Yeah. But they don't have the goal scorers to match 4 and 5. No. They're not over time. They could win occasionally. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I'll be interested to watch tonight, because at the first game, the underdogs always have an advantage.
They're going to be a big road dog.
But they always do, even in football. The first week, somebody wins because the team's not gelling 100% yet. Right. Yet. And same thing with hockey. Hockey's an emotional game. If a team comes out, young guys, new coach, they play big the first game, they win, then everybody goes, oh, it's just, they're in the Hall of Fame. That's what we get with the Boston press.
Yeah, God.
Even watching the Yankees now. The Yankees played last night, and Aaron Judge finally
hit a home run.
Played like he can play. He's a great ball player and everything. But Toronto, the night before, they scored 10 runs the first game or whatever.
13.
They were up 13 in the second. The Yankees came back.
And they were up 6-1. Yeah. And the Yankees came back. The Yankees were like sitting there, getting pummeled.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it was 6-6, and then
thanks to Judge.
Yeah, thanks to Judge, and you know what? So if they win tonight, I think it's tonight. I'm almost sure it's tonight.
You'll see Cam Schlittler.
The last game. Yeah. If it's Cam tonight, he could win. Yeah. Now it's 2-2.
And they're throwing their bullpen at you.
Yeah.
It's like tee it up. Yankees, and if the Yankees can't beat that bullpen, they don't deserve to advance. Well, they don't deserve to win the series.
Then Seattle won.
So they're on the cusp. The Dodgers are up on the Phillies. How about that? And the Brewers too. The Brewers and the Cubs are having a series.
so that it's
it's unbelievable. Like I mean, I've been getting a lot of enjoyment out of watching the playoffs. You know,
Yeah, I
even
mean,
the Sox aren't in it.
it's good. I watched the Yankee. I was watching most of the Yankee game last
Yeah.
night, but we'll see what happens. You know, the way the Red Sox went out, it's a sad thing. I think the Red Sox are in trouble because I don't think Bregman's coming back.
You don't.
No, I think Boris is going to say, "Look, let's see what's available out there."
Yeah, you know he's going to do that.
And he can opt out either this year or next year.
But you know what? He's got to. He keeps saying that he likes it here.
No, they
the
all say that.
The other thing you got to understand too, his wife likes it here.
She likes it here, but look they all say that. So I don't listen to anything they all say. You know, oh, I love playing for the Red Sox. Devers said it until they trade. He hit 35 home runs, incidentally, knocked in over 100 and something runs.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Could have used them.
Yeah. Since let me load up a log in the stove and hit you with a couple propositions. If you turn over this roster right now, okay, and Bregman walks, do you make Marcelo Mayer your third baseman?
Yeah, you have to.
So
Unless you
then-
can go out and
then-
get somebody.
Then you keep Trevor Story, right?
Well,
as
Trevor
your
Story had
shortstop.
a great year, except toward the end of the season when he was throwing the ball away. But short of that, Red Sox were the worst defensive team in baseball.
But Trevor Story had a hell of a year.
He did. He had a great year. He
All the
almost
way
knocked in
around.
100 runs. He hit 25 runs. The kid that I think everybody says, oh, wow, when they think about is Tristan Casas. I don't think he's that good of a player.
I don't either. I think he gets jettisoned. And
So
I
then
think
Lowe's gone.
and here's the other thing. Schwarber's going to be available. Alonso's going to be available.
And Schwarber, we don't come for him. Abreu's a right fielder. He's a better right fielder
you
than
can make
Schwarber.
Schwarber a
You could make him a
DH
DH.
and play him at first.
Yeah.
Or you get Pete Alonso, make him a
Well,
DH,
Pete
play him at
Alonso's
first.
the one that everybody's talking about.
Right.
But
You need right-handed power if you're going to lose a right-handed bat in Bregman.
I'll tell you the guy that I think is going to go if they can get a pitcher for him is Duran. He had a real bad series.
Yeah.
I mean, he made a bad play out in the outfield. He didn't get any hits.
No. I just don't want to lose his athleticism. I don't want to lose his speed on the bases. I don't want to lose
You know,
what
and
he brings to the
to
team,
get a
man.
second, because they need a second. To get a second, you need to give up something. And the only person of the outfielders, they're not going to get rid of Raphael.
So do you think we could conceivably see Jaron Duran in Minnesota if they can pry Joe Ryan away from him?
If they could, yeah, I think they'd do that
Plus a
tomorrow.
prospect?
Whatever. The Red
So
Sox,
you would throw...
they have a plethora
What
of
if, what if
outfielders.
they come back at you and say, okay, all right, I'm the Minnesota GM. You want Joe Ryan? Here's what's going to cost you. Jaron Durant and Connolly Early.
Yeah, I'd do that.
You send Early.
Yeah, I don't think Early only showed me a little. I mean, it's
But
small.
don't you have him, you're looking at him as a potential
But you
starter.
know, so you got. Look at what happened. You had Crochet. Because in my opinion, Bella's
So,
Giolito could be here. So what do you got? Tanner Houck is gone. So what do you got here?
you got,
Not.
so you're going to give up Early?
Yeah. I mean, Early's a young kid.
Joe
He's
Ryan, right.
I'm saying they need a second that is
What
predictable
would
to
you
win
count?
14
Okay,
games.
give up counter, and we're almost up here.
Give up early?
Yeah.
I would give, well, first of all, Connor Wong probably is gone. I would say that Lowe could be gone because he's a left-handed hitter if they need a first baseman, who's supposedly a decent defensive first baseman, and Jared Duran. They're not going to give up Abreu. They're not going to give up Sedano Raphael. They're just not. They could give up Campbell.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
They could. I mean, he's a young kid.
All righty, well, that's going to do it for us here. We're a little bit over, but thank you for indulging us in some scintillating sports talk here on Steppin' Up. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, everybody. Take care.